You may have heard of the new Californian law in regards to digital goods, specifically digital gaming. The new law states that digital stores must tell the customer up front they are buying a license and that license can expire at any time. This law may be new, but not owning your games isn't. I have been aware of companies like Nintendo or Sony taking away some games from users in the past. However, I thought I was good when it came to Steam. You see, Steam likes to boast about how even after their collapse as a company, you can still download and play your games. This led me to believe that my purchases were more valuable than any physical media since those can be destroyed and even decay over time. Nothing lasts forever, but I do wish my collection can last as long as I do at the very least. Steam has made an effort on showing whether or not a game has DRM or a third-party ULA, which is that thing you have to agree to before playing the game. Nobody reads the user license agreement, but it's in the name. User license. It basically tells you the game is not yours and that it is only a license upon which you've agreed to even if you didn't read it. While the term signing your soul away is a bit of an exaggeration here, it's not far from the truth. Legally, by agreeing to the EULA, you are saying you are okay with not owning the product you just paid for. Money that you no doubt worked hard to get. DRM is another can of worms since it's more taxing on your computer's performance rather than just being an anti-pirate detector. If you don't know what DRM is, I'll try to explain it to the best of my ability. It's a piece of technology that controls the access, use, and distribution of said digital product. In short, it's a lock and key to play your game. If someone had the exact specs to play the game, the DRM protection could cause their system to feel older than it actually is. The crazy part about it is that it doesn't even stop the pirates from, well, pirating. They just outright remove the DRM, which in turn makes the existence of DRM protection useless. If you want to learn more about DRM and its effects on older games, I highly suggest watching this video I found. He talks about different DRMs over the course of gaming and shows how fatal it can really be. I'll leave a link in the description below. I've had my potato PC for around 8 years and I've racked up 169 games on Steam alone. 32 of those are fighting games. Since it's hard to buy fighting games on the low physically, I bought as many fighters as I could on sale over the years. So the fact my effort to build a long-lasting digital library is all in vain just kinda makes me mad. To be fair, EULAs and DRM have been out way longer than I had my PC. However, even through the 8 years of being a somewhat PC gamer, I'm still learning the downs of digital gaming. It's easy to be blind to it all when the game you've been wanting to play is on sale at a reasonable price. I'm not saying we should stop using Steam by any means, still, we should definitely slow down on what we get on there. I'm mostly talking about myself here, but hopefully this could help someone else like me. The less money Steam gets, the more likely they will change their policy in a positive way for the customer. I keep saying Steam like they're the only company that has this, when in fact they all can revoke your library. Microsoft being the main offender whenever Xbox Live goes down. Players have a hard time accessing their games, even single player ones. Companies like Ubisoft have straight up deleted games that you can't even play even if you bought it, with the example being The Crew. In terms of an alternative for PC, GOG is a really good one. I've heard of them before, but I never really paid attention since Steam is just that big. GOG is celebrated as a pretty much DRM-free gaming distributor, so no client app or online activation to play your single player games. This allows you to put them on any flash drive and play on any PC without authentication or login. The only downside is that as far as I know, the EULAs are the same. Yet, you still keep the games even if they did delete it off the store or take it off your account. GOG is not perfect. Even so, it has better pros for people that care how their money is spent. It's also really good for better game preservation. Not a lot of people care about preserving games, and it's really sad. Just recently, the mobile game Simpsons Tapped Out is shutting down in October of this year. A game that had been running just fine since its release in 2012. This game was special to me as I was able to bond with my mother to see who could build Springfield the fastest. I grew a part of the game knowing that it wouldn't last like so many other phone games. It's just surprising that it took this long. When it comes to consoles, it's not as cut as dry anymore. Older physical games are fine with the exception of the 7th generation, that being the PS3 and Xbox 360. Some of those games require a patch or download for missing content or bug fixes. The 8th and 9th generation cemented the dark path of physical gaming. Games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 only have 72 megabytes on the disc, while the download is more than 100 gigabytes. The physical version has zero playable content on it, meaning it's just a dummy disc. A piece of plastic that is literally a key telling the console servers you may download the game. If you're okay with buying a product that isn't yours, then by all means do what you want. Just don't be surprised when the servers shut down or your game gets taken away from you. One talking point you can say is that even if you do own the game, they can still decay and get disc rot. While that may be true, if you take better care of it, it could outlive you. That doesn't change the fact that its temperature is always changing from being in a hot console to a well-cooled case. This is why we should strive for better digital copies or better ownership of said games. Nothing is worse to these companies than receiving less money from you. I don't buy games because they are easier to enjoy yourself without the emulator hassle. I buy them to support the developers while also having the ability to say I own it legally. Something about buying a game feels rewarding to me. That may be silly, but I do mean that. It's nice to do the right thing. It's just sad that companies can't even do the right thing themselves. If they hate piracy so much, they should be more consumer friendly. The path they are on will only lead to people sailing the 7 seas even more. I got an Xbox Series X because I really love game preservation, and while it's not perfect, they are the only console company that cares. I've kinda been a Sony guy all my life, but you gotta know when there's better elsewhere. I don't really know how to end this video, so this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.